remote-controlled explosive toy cars, and recon mobile turrets. Need I say more? Yeah! These mods were made by Amaccurzero. Hope that I'm pronouncing that right. I came across one of them a couple months back. Love the concept? Let's give them a go. The links will be in the description. And so, can you beat Fallout New Vegas using only remote-controlled cars and mobile turrets? A tickle to the brain and a weird dream later, and the career has become a germaphobe warlord. That's really into Stephen King's Trucks short story, and the 1997 movie of the same name, which to this day I still remember because I was about 10-12 years old when I came across it, and one of the scenes is so gruesome and silly that my father came rushing to my room telling me not to watch it. I still did though. Killer cars come to life, and in that one scene, a yellow toy bumper truck somehow gains enough momentum to break a glass door and starts to chase a mailman, menacingly. It gives him a little tap, it's trying its best, okay, and it works! The mailman trips and falls. It's extremely unrealistic and dramatic. The mailman got a nosebleed for falling on his arse, and that's when the toy truck backs up. It wants to bash his skull at full speed, and it does, repeatedly. The guy's on the ground having to pretend this toy packs a punch akin to Mike Tyson, and every single bump gives you new visuals. More fake blood, a cut on the cheeks, there's even a ketchup squirt. This is the peak of so bad, it's good. Seriously, that scene is great, and that's all you need to know. Oh, and fun fact, if this reminds you of Maximum Overdrive, they are both inspired by the same short story, except this one's closer to the source material, despite Stephen King himself directing Maximum Overdrive, go figure. And so, as I was debating whether this courier should be named after David Murray or as Westway, I've decided to go as Causal Boop, cause that's way funnier. Anyways, the stats we'll be working with are 18 Perception, Charisma, Intelligence, and Luck, 6 Endurance, and 1 Agility. Boop's best skills are Repair, Explosives, and Medicine, and the traits that most define him are Hot-Blooded and Skilled. Now, I'm not sure which one is stronger, if the remote-controlled cars or the turrets. I'm just hoping one of them will be enough to get me past La News. And speaking of the turret, there's a big warning in the mods page that it uses a resource that's still labeled as experimental, still in beta. Use at your own risk. So, we may encounter some bugs that are beyond the mod author's possibilities of fixing, and yeah, I'm highlighting this bit for a reason. Things happened. I also noticed that the modder made a working beer tap mod, so I installed it. Ain't like we'll be driving real vehicles, so beer. And to spice things up a bit, I've decided that one of our goals is to obliterate the 5 very evil Karma NPCs. So, here in Goodsprings, the first thing I did was to loot everything the town had to offer. Steam packs, magazines, ammo, everything to sell later, the whole shebang. And I cannot engage in combat until we get our new shiny toys. Chat by some of the things I won't need, and in the cemetery I get me both the snow globe and the first of Benny's clues near the old apartment. Sunny offers to teach us the basics. The saloon has no beer taps. Really, Goodsprings? Really? I missed one of the shots for relatability, obviously, and Joe Mama's done being nice.
I'm done being nice.
Now, I want Joe Cobb's Stealth Boy, to keep the one I found in the schoolhouse company. This took over a dozen reloads, Jesus! And in the gas station, I go after some more supplies, cause we're playing on hardcore. Next stop, Prim. Not for the convicts though, but cause there's a little something near the NCR stands. The Recon Mobile Turret. And well, I'm gonna need over 80 skill points in repair to get it back up and running. That'll take me a minute. Okay, change of plan, Prim can wait. Instead, let's go north into Sloan. Chomps warns us about the deathclaws that are nearby, and here's Snuffles, she's a cutie. I passed her leg, fixed their generator. This got me to level 2. Points to repair, of course, and I'll be taking the confirmed bachelor perk for that sweet extra 10% damage. I'll also be stealing from the quarry workers. On the way to the Vegas skip, Neil continues the game's tradition of telling me that every single square inch of this godforsaken desert is dangerous. We nod, and we leave. By jumping on the right side of the right rock, we pretty much guarantee safe passage until Rapcon. And from there, we can get to Freeside or to the 188 without having to deal with a single enemy. Though this time, the Deathclaws saw me. They didn't come after me, fortunately, and so I just had to wait and to be sneakier. I made my way to Cassidy Caravan Wreckage. Some fiends were fighting with the NCR in the distance, and by Camp McCarran, I thought I had seen a vendor, but no. The Crimson Caravan trader must have clocked off. With my inventory full, I made it to the Gunrunners and to Blake in the Crimson Caravan. That made me over 2,000 caps, and we'll need every single one of them. Cause near Freeside's North Gate, we've got a new building, open 24 hours. The Robot Master Store.
Those are my remote-controlled explosive cars. You can manually drive them towards enemies and detonate them remotely.
Oh, this is voice acted. That is a nice touch. The Robot Master goes on to tell me that the control device costs 1,000 caps, non-negotiable, and that the toy cars cost about 200 caps each. I didn't know they were gonna be this expensive, especially because explosive toy cars do not sound very reusable. So I've read a Bartering magazine and we'll see what happens. Worst case scenario, that is what the turret is for. Backup. Oh, and I'm over encumbered once again because the little buggies weigh 10 weight units each. It's fine, we had to drink and eat, might as well overindulge ourselves for a bit. And we also need to rest, so I'll be taking a nap in the old Mormon fort. Soon as morning hits, I make my way to the snow globe and go back to Prim. Okay, time to see how this really works. Click on it, it's a consumable, it spawns the car, you're stuck in place. Right. I don't know why I thought staring at no one would help me nuke them, but that just happened. Bit to the right, can see him. First car goes and... boom. Ah, missed the second guy. And I only got another 9 cars. Yeah, not exactly gonna be making a profit on these guys, huh? Oh. And there I go. Okay. Let's try it again, see if I can get both of them. I'm gonna need to be a lot more strategic. And I'm not going into the Bison Steve Hotel with this. Oh, no. Dude, leave me alone. To the frag mines we go. I can leave him there, and this isn't going how I expected at all. Fortunately, a prospector came out of nowhere to save the day. Bit further up, we see that Courier 4, Daniel Wyant, didn't have much of a great day either. In the casino we meet Johnson Nash, the man that gave us the job to deliver the platinum chip to the new Vegas Strip. But right now I'm more interested to see if the casino's bar's got a beer tap. It doesn't. Who's designing these bars? I mean, is it even a bar if it doesn't have a beer tap? All I'm seeing is a couple counters decorated with bottles, and this bar's so shit you can't even find a drink in it. Just some randomly placed cigarettes. We're leaving this hellhole behind. For now. And so I made my way towards Nipton, making sure to dribble past the couple sad slugs, cause in Jackrabbit Springs we'll find a weapon repair kit and another stealth boy. I don't want to be in a position where I need to use the toy cars, but people are shooting at me, so yeah, another one for my collection. By the entrance to Nipton, Thomas decided that shooting a rock was more interesting than letting me see who would win the fight. Jacqueline wanted to steal his star caps, and he's not into cosplaying as Swiss cheese. And who won the lottery?
Who won the lottery? I did!
I am not spending 200 caps on a joke. Not here at least. What I am going to be doing is finding the first of the 5 very evil karma NPCs, Vulpes Inculta. So, here I am, driving my remote-controlled explosive toy car when Thomas comes out of nowhere. Fuck, man. It's one thing to be jump-scared by a ghoul, but Thomas? Ridiculous. And when I turn around, everyone's scattered. Well, kinda. They're still relatively close to each other. So I rolled the dice, ready to reload, and the explosion cut them all. All but a mongrel. And that mongrel isn't aggroing. That was odd, at first, but I guess that's just how the game is coded. If someone steps on a mine by mistake, they're not gonna blame you for putting it there, I think. From here, if I use the route that Vulpes uses to walk to the cove, I can ignore the raiders with a grenade launcher, the bark scorpions, and the ambush. I didn't avoid the bark scorpions, but I did outrun them. In Wolfhorn Ranch, I collect another skill book and chopper to sell later, which reminds me that I forgot to get both skill books from Sloan and to get my rewards from Chomps. So, a walk of shame later, and we reach Searchlights. Aster's got a warning, cause who doesn't, but he is right. I've no interest in this microwave of a town for this one. They also didn't lend me a single sleeping bag. Ruth. Some more walking later, and we've made it to Novak. Victor's here, we can chat for a bit, and since I need some more XP, How about we go over to Ginny May's safe, get the napkin we cannot give Taboon just yet, and help a brother out. He lends me his beret. We can see that in 15 years or however long it is, someone will haul a pool over here and build it. Ginny May is so lonely she thinks it's acceptable for a stranger to break in, wake her up, invite her for a midnight walk, and Boone gives her a new haircut. That's what she gets for selling Boone's pregnant wife to slavers. Only now do me and Boone stop being on a trust me bro basis. I hand him the bill of sale and this gets me to level 3 and to more than 70 points in repair. I know I've got a skill magazine that would give me the other plus 10, let's see if that works. But first, we sleep the night, keep the 1 meal a day routine and... Is it working? Did that do it? It did! Finally! Not only is this a companion, one that I very much hope is affected by charisma, but we can manually control it. Not like the toy cars though, much better. This is genius. We'll have a screen, I can be far away in the distance and have this thing clear up places for me. Well, I'll still need to be kinda close to it, but still. And I only installed it because I thought that toy cars would be weaker than they are. I mean, I still have to test them on stronger enemies, but I'm assuming that if it has the big explosion, it does the big explosion damage. And right now, I really want to test the turret. We still need to find Prim's clue to find Benny. The deputy's been taken hostage and he saw him in the cons. Let's pay him a visit. Turret should be able to hold its own as a companion, I just cannot resist, and well, the screen looks great, but it makes me shoot straight. I can't move the barrel, just the movement. But that's fine. Here's the kicker. I'm just standing by the door near the hallway. The turret's about to meet and greet the escaped convict's leader, and all the men surrounding him. I'm still getting used to the controls, but by the time I'm out of here, I've learned all I needed. The turret doesn't stop when you stop pressing up, but you can use that to your advantage. Oh yeah, it's also slow as fuck when you control it. Something you wouldn't realize if you're just using it as a companion, cause this thing catches up to you. Unless you can sprint with it. As I'm writing this, I don't think that came to mind during the whole run. I'm being serious too. Anyways, yeah, these guys are easy. We did it, and here's the deputy. He's not willing to trade in the information I need until after I free him, which is a really dumb bargaining move since all we need to know isn't in his head, but also on a holotape that he's got in his pockets. So I'm gonna steal the holotape instead. I'll still let him go free, but I do things my way, not his. We learn our chase leads us to Novak, and I'm just gonna steal Manny's holotape too, cause I doubt there would be any beer tops in the rap contest site. So next stop, Boulder City.
You here to pay your respects too?
Nope.
What the fuck are you doing? My brother died at the Battle of Hoover Dam. You're desecrating a war memorial.
Yeah, well, you're a little bitch and your brother was too. Before I know it. That was supposed to be a joke, but no, he's running for his life, he just ran and cowered. Meanwhile, the turret thought of going around the other side of the building, as if I was playing a part in ambushing him. I'm not gonna spend 200 caps on this guy's inventory. I'll just use the turret's controller and this is great. To think I planned this thinking the toy cars would be way weaker and the turret just a backup for the endgame. Both are so fun. We'll be eating good. For some reason though, the Bighorn Saloon's renamed as Salon del Muflon, which means I don't know what it means. Unless it means Mufflon Saloon or just means Bighorn. Then I know exactly what it means. But nothing matters when we finally found the Holy Grail. Beer. Tops. Now working instead of just being cosmetic. Hell yeah. It's not free though. We've got 4 options and they all cost but a handful of caps. Nice. I then made a quick detour to Hoover Dam just to grab the snow globe and came back to Boulder City, where we learned that the NCR's having a little situation with the same great cons we're after. We offered to mediate the conflict and confront Jessup.
What the hell? You're that courier Benny wasted back in Good Springs. You're supposed to be dead.
Well, I got better. This gave me a ton of XP, enough to get me to level 4, I got speech to 35, put the rest of the points into explosives, took the educated perk, read a speech magazine, and promised the cons that if they let the hostages go, I will have the NCR let them leave.
I just got orders to take out the great cons, hostages or not.
Just ignore the orders, keep the deal, and you free your own men.
You're right.
Lieutenant Monroe listens, this gets me accepted by both the NCR and the cons, and to level 5, that's more points into explosives, and as we're leaving Boulder City, Victor. Yeah. Definitely not following us. As I get to the 188 trading post, I really wanted to use Veronica so the Brotherhood wouldn't put an explosive collar around my neck, but better not to overplay that card. We've got a companion, it's not a character run, we'll do it without her help. Back in Sloan, an NCR Ranger stops me to give me a two-way emergency radio as a thanks, and on the way, the turret obliterates the Bark Scorpions. As for the Hidden Valley bunker, we just hear nothing, so I made my way to the crater surrounded by Mo and the other Centaurs. I grabbed the Brotherhood Patrol holotape, learned their password, the better part of Valor, ran back, and they're kinky.
I want you stripped down to your underwear.
The Paladin brings me to Ramos, who brings me to their Elder. They slap an explosive collar around my neck, and we're tasked with investigating the presence of an NCR Ranger in the area, Dobson. I got back my items, found the right bunker, and it seems he heard us coming. On conversation, we learned that he's just been studying the powder gangers that overthrew the NCR in the correctional facility. I used the turret to destroy him, or not. He didn't aggro. Okay, I'll take it. Back to McNamara, and he's pissed. How do I know if others won't come looking for him? I don't! And that's what the Brotherhood gets for going around using explosive collars and force other people to do their bidding. In a continuation of stupid, they recognize we could be a valuable asset out there in the Mojave and give us free passage to their bunker. With the collar removed, I just left with no intention to come back. That's one faction down out of the 5 we need to meet. Next stop, the South Vegas ruins. Where the descent into madness begins. I'm being targeted left and right, barely make it to Zap's neon signs, and inside the building I cannot get the turret to hit them. I'm pressing the button. No juice is coming out. I don't know if it's a proximity thing, but it just didn't work now. It will be working outside in a second. Then, as I notice that every single fiend is only really worried about the turrets, in a change of plan, I make it outside. Get some distance and use one of the remote-controlled explosive toy cars to end the fiend's nonsense. I'm looking for Duke, one of the other 5 very evil Karma NPCs, and he is nowhere to be seen. There's a chance that Duke just teleports outside if you go into the building, if he notices you before you come back outside. Ain't like we didn't make enough noise, but fine. So I go in, trip on a mine, make sure he's there, go back out. He follows us and he's really tanky. Well, I'm no longer sure if the toy cars will be helpful in the endgame, but that's why I got the turret to begin with. After a handful of explosions, Duke goes down, but so did the turret. I couldn't choose anything in its repair menu, which now in hindsight, could be that I only had 73 repair instead of 80 plus. Would have been helpful if that came to mind at the time, but it didn't. I just resurrected it with the console. Yeah. Near the other entrance to the South Vegas ruins, outside, I go on to Cook, another very evil Karma NPC. That's 3 out of 5. I get my loot, start running and make it to the Red Rock Canyon. For faction number 2, we just need to get near to their little arena after getting the map marker. For some reason, the trigger for the side bets quest is just a bit further up past the marker. I also got the turbo and medics they had laying around, and then I went to the New Vegas Medical Clinic. Dr. Uzanagi heals my radiation and my limbs. I get me Abilene to sell later in Field Shack, sleep, drink, eat, and here comes George. The Boomer, that's not really part of the Boomers. Dead. Cause fuck you, man, I know it's my fault, but I'm past believing I can remember to come back for my money after making a bet. And to be fair, it's more profitable to just take him down. After running through the left hill, we're once again staring at an unnamed guard. That really wants to introduce me to a named guard. That really wants to introduce me to their elder.
Welcome, child.
Mother Pearl sounds so proud and sweet. She's been waiting for 5 years for an outsider to come along and visit. Ma'am, there's corpses in your backyard. An entire Brotherhood patrol too. For these guys, I just needed to talk to Pearl. And I want to add another snow globe to my collection. With that done, we can go back to Freeside. Near the strip's north gate, the turret and Old Ben take care of some thugs. He warns us not to go past the Securitrons without talking to them. The squatter shows up what happens when you don't, and whoop, I forgot to sell my loot. The Vendortron and the arms merchant in the 188 helped me sort that out, and passed the cap check. Victor says hi, and then, the game crashes. In a few moments, an extremely bad bug that I can only imagine was triggered by the crash will have me reload to my last hard save. But I'll get there when I get there. Faction number 4, the Omertas, we just need to say hi to their greeter. I didn't get my weapons back, despite me having at least a shovel, which is a major red flag. Billy's got jokes, but I won't be laughing in a second. I also got all of the free magazines. Talked to Mortimer and Marjorie to get acquainted with the last faction, and in the Vault 21 gift shop, Sarah's acting like a cat in heat. Thanks for shaking it, girl. Hard work is happy work. But I'm just here to grab another snow globe. And now we go into the tops for the big reveal. The greeter cannot take the weapons I should have cause I'm not armed. Swan cannot be persuaded cause my at least 35 speech is showing up as 15. Something I just noticed now while editing. And here comes a nuke to the balls.
What in the goddamn?
I confronted Benny, positioned myself in a way that the turret would destroy him and his men, and the control device is nowhere to be seen. I didn't get any XP for meeting him either. That's weird. Or that's cause every single quest must have gone on holiday. Pretty fucking game breaking that one, isn't it? Oh, and my last hard save was right before going into the Hidden Valley bunker before I got the password. Yeah, so I did it all over again. This time there is no crashing entering the strip, my shovel showing as removed and added. The quests are in the log, and I use the turret to destroy Benny and his bitches. And this is where it becomes really obvious that people that are not aggroed do not recognize the turret as being in my faction in-game. As in, the game's code. Courier faction, I think it's called. Anyways, I'm not gonna complain, I got me the platinum chip, plenty of XP, got to level 6, improved explosives, and took the demolition expert perk. And in Benny's room, we go on to meet the whole Securitron that cannot say no. Yes, man. Do I want an army of toasters to go alongside my tour cars and mobile turret? Why, yes. Yes, I do. Outside, Alario shows up. It seems we've impressed the Legion. Kaisar heard tales of the mailman that's into remote-controlled cars and wants to meet. But first, there's still 2 other very evil Karma NPCs in the Ultralux, so we go back. I gotta make sure to talk with Hank Anderson, cause if his quest doesn't start, Philippe doesn't spawn in. As I'm positioning the turret for the first target, Mortimer, you might notice that something is missing. Yeah, there is a lot of things I don't know. The turret screen's not popping up, but perhaps because I quit the game after meeting Mr. House, the turret screen will show up later since the game reloaded. This is just a wild guess. Anyways, yeah, it wasn't a permanent bug. Philippe went down as well, and because they weren't aggroed to begin with, no one else cared. I rescued Ted, since he's right there and it's free XP at this point. Heck, thanks us. We get accepted by the strip. This gets me to level 7, that's more points into explosives, and we go into the lucky 38. As a gesture of good faith, I give Mr. House the platinum chip. And for a job well done, we earn 1,000 caps. He shows us what the chip is for, upgrades his Securitrons here in the strip to their Mark II, and after the unskippable demonstration, he hands me the chip back. Cause he also wants to upgrade the Securitron army he's got stashed in the bunker under Fortification Hill. Now, I've got my own priorities though, so I make my way to the cocktail lounge, see a ton of working beer tops, it's such a nice simple touch. And I get the last snow globe that I care about. Selling all of them to Jane gets me 12,000 caps, and I go on to use the platinum chip to access Mr. House's control room. It's just a small jog and the Securitrons don't follow you into the next room. So I'll invite everyone's favorite cyborg mommy to take a breather. Why? He's not happy. I don't care about his happiness. I just sterilize his chamber to see a free explosion. Before going to the Cove, now that the cap check's not influencing my financial choices, Uzanagi sells me some stim packs, I stock up on another batch of toy cars, get to level 8, max explosives, get repaired to 80, put the rest of the points into medicine and improve the rank of the demolition expert perk. From Searchlight, I just run, the ghouls give up midway through the descent. And in the Cove, we just gotta show the Mark of Kaiser and tell Lucullus to start rowing. Now this is where I'll encounter another annoying bug. The gate guard strips me from my weapons and stimpaks, and the turret's nowhere to be seen. I still had the recon turret monitor on my inventory, and I hard saved after getting out of the lucky 38, so this time I'm much more prepared. So, hoping to see the turret back in the Cove when I got back, I just continued. Kaisar, he proceeds to list all of my achievements as if I didn't know them. I'm me, for fuck's sake. Then he goes on about his lifelong dream of feeling the ground shake. We agree to help, and in the weather monitoring station, while I get all of the items back, there's still no sign of the turret. No biggie, we can clear this section simply by running, healing, and using turbo if need be. I made it to the console, upgraded the Securitrons, popped some turbo, and who's all happy and giggly?
I felt the ground shake a while ago.
This gets me to level 9 and accepted by the Legion. I just kept making my steam packs more useful and yeah, turrets nowhere to be seen. So I just casually booped my way into that hard save, did the trading all over again, made it to Lacalas and just to test it. The turret's right by me. I save. We traveled to the fort and the turret didn't come with, and it's not on the cov either. That's another reload, and well, it's a good thing that the fort's entirely optional, because if not, this would have been a mess. I just really wanted to try these mods. Especially against Lanius. So, back to Yes Man, he gets all cozy in the Lucky 38 and we go over the final stages of the plan. I just need to install an override chip in the Eldorado substation to power the Securitrons under the fort. I kept expecting a squad of Legion assassins to come after me as soon as I went from the 188 to the substation, but they never came. As for the NCR, they do warn you not to go in, but as long as everyone's outside or everyone inside is stuck in an animation waking up, and if you fast travel the second you get out, you're good to go. Time for a pint. And for the second battle of Hooverdam. We're ready. The NCR and the Legion keep themselves busy, and in the offices, I get to test the toy cars against the heavy troopers. Now, getting the car to actually make damage was funny. It does nothing if it's by the step. I had to make a hard left so it was exactly by their feet. And in doing so, the tin cans go from not having a dent to a one-hit double KO. I installed the second override chip, this time to grant Yes Man control over the dam, and at the last minute, I changed my mind. The toasters cannot be remote controlled by the courier. Plus, this way, we get to see another cool explosion. On the east side of the dam, I just make another jog for the Legate's camp and something's missing. The turret. Come on! Fortunately, redoing the east side of the dam while making sure every single Kenturian was down, or that the turret was right by me, it worked. All of it's been for this. The Praetorians didn't stand much of a chance. I healed, grabbed a toy card just to test it, and, not seeing a quest trigger. Lanius went down in one hit though. I can only assume that because Lanius wasn't aggroed, the game's not recognizing it as one of my actions. This soft-locked me. By the end of it, Oliver was not showing up. So yeah, reload and attempt number 2.
An envoy of Vegas, yet you carry yourself for battle. If so, you cannot truly be of that city of cowards.
The second he shuts up, I go down the hill to get me some distance, grab one of the toy cars as the turret keeps them busy, and holy shit, this is overpowered. I love it. Wish I could tell you this part was quick, but it wasn't. The amount of running around, going up the hill and jumping off to use the toy car took a while. Because at this point, the turret's on toaster heaven, and I will not be resurrecting it again. And this time, even before I had to deal with every single Praetorian, the quest moves on. And if I make a run for the gate, they will despawn, so that's what I do. Finally, here comes General Lee Oliver, doing the slowest of walks, going over nearly every single swear word in the English language. The cigar is a lie, but the boops are very, very true. And so, can you beat Fallout New Vegas with only remote-controlled explosive toy cars and a mobile turret? You can. Thanks to Amacurzero's creativity. Love these mods. By the way, to be clear, never met the guy, never spoke with him. I just like making challenges and I really wanted an excuse to go over these mods. So, check out his Nexus Mods page and YouTube channel, links in the description. Throw him some love, and as always, remember to check the playlist for more challenges and the channel for more videos. And my Honest Hearts at level 1 while going over the entire lore did really poorly. I'll take some love too if you want to give that video a chance. And if you want to help me out, you know what to do. Like, comment, hit that join button, everything helps. And I'd like to give a big shout out to Steve Whittle and to John Walker for their support of the channel. And to you, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, I hope I'll see you on the next one. And I hope you have a good one. Bye.
And I guess I'll see you around. We accomplished a lot together. It was fun. Take care.